Welcome back, Ben. The Nifty is holding with a bit of a cut as we speak. One stock that's come in for selling pressure from the broader markets is Just Style. Currently, the stock is down close to around 4%. It was down 2% when we started off the show. So that stock, in fact, has slipped in the last few minutes. But let's get chatting about another real estate company, a Mumbai-based real estate company, really. We're joined currently by Mayur Shah, Vice Chairman of Marathon Nextgen Realty, who joins us. Hi, Mr. Shah. Pleasure speaking to you. Could you fill us in with some details? I'm just looking at your financials. Your other income has bounced up. Could you tell us what is the total area that you've leased out? And also, are we likely to see this kind of lease rent coming in for the coming financial years as well?
See, our major income is coming from the investments which have been done by the company into certain joint ventures, and the major part is actually coming from the completion of the Marathon Future X, a lower Parel property. It's a gold rated ITBFSI project, and there we are seeing a very good traction coming in the commercial market lately. And that is where we have close to 60 crores of income coming from that investment, and the other 50 crores are coming from our investments in the other projects.
Okay, Mr. Shah, where is this getting reflected? Because when we see your FY16 revenues, they're only at about 6 crore. I understand your profits are higher at 75 crore, but if you're getting 60 crore from this Marathon ITBFSI and another 50 crore, where does it get reflected?
See, the thing is that 60 crore is that investment Nextgen company has done in a 100% subsidiary, Parmika Limited, which has a share in this Marathon Future X project. Now that Marathon Future X project is completed, and we had a very good clientele coming in. We've sold at in a bad market also. We've been able to realize a good prices in the last year. We had the companies like Thomas Cook, SBI, ICICI are occupying that building.
So what does this mean in terms of your next year's numbers?
The next year is also like we've recently launched another joint venture project. That's a Montes South. That's a high-end residential 60-story tower at Baikala, South Mumbai, and that's where going to be our focus for the next year. Then also we have tied up SRA projects. Now the company is going into SRA, and between Mulund and Bhandup we have tied up 6.5 acre, which can expand it to 28 acres.
Okay.
And out of which a Marathon Embrace has already started in that affordable housing segment, between the 60 lakhs to 1 crore type of a product.
All right, Mr. Shah, could you give
And of course, our commercial focus will remain for the next year.
All right, Mr. Shah, could you give us some numbers then? What kind of saleable area will you be looking at with that JV that you're doing with Adani? Could you give us what exactly is the amount? What is the value that we could see coming in from there? And also, could you tell us what is the total value of all your land parcels that you're currently sitting on? Could you give us some value numbers?
See, that project is a little long-term project, and I don't think the revenue will be realized very soon in the year, next year or so. But the revenues of the this is a 60-story tower, so the completion target is around 4.5 years. So right now it's an 8 lakh square feet 60-story tower, and approximate investments are of 500 crore will be invested, and in our launch we got a very good response, and we got substantial booking coming in. And as we go further, at the end of the completion of the project, the revenues will be realized by the company.
What will be the total revenues that you realize 4.5 years later from Monte South? And for the 500
exact numbers I do not have right now, those exact numbers with me, but I mean it's an 8 lakh square feet, and close to minimum 20 to 22,000 rupees a square feet is the price going on there.
Okay, will you have to take on any kind of debt? Because right now you're a debt-free company, but you spoke about investments that you will have to make of nearly 500 crore in Monte South. So what is the trajectory on debt?
As a Marathon, Nextgen is a debt-free company, and we strongly believe that we would like to rely mainly through internal accruals, but the project-specific funding is available from HDFC, which has already offered up to 500 crores of construction funding. So as and when we require, we can definitely tap that construction funding.
All right, Mr. Shah, one final question then from my end. I was asking you about your land parcels. If you could put a number to that, what is the total holding that you have? And also you were talking about 8 lakh square feet being sold at around 20,000 rupees per square foot or thereabouts. It should be around 1,600 to around 1,700 crores as well. So could you give us both these two details?
The exact number I am not really having it, and will not be able to give you that number. That's a macro level picture which I can throw to you. The company is very well positioned in the very tough situation also. We are into affordable housing segment, we are into high-end segment, we have a marquee properties, very great locations, and absolutely will be able to achieve much better than what has been estimated.
What can be your exact annuity rental income every year?
Right now we do not have a very large rental portfolio in this particular company. We have mainly, because what's happening is in the commercial market last few years, the prices are very, very attractive, and most of the companies are coming forward for buying rather than renting it. So we have seen that last 2 years, MNC, other than the MNC companies, are all interested in buying property because the prices are very, very attractive, and we have a very world-class commercial buildings.
All right, Mr. Shah, that these FSI rules have been tweaked from an industry perspective. Have you heard anything of that? Does it make any difference to any of your projects? And going ahead as well, could it make any kind of difference?
Definitely, I think overall for the new DP plan, which has been very recently published with the DCR, and they have increased the FSI from 1 to 2 across the city, and they're also going to come up with some other incentive FSI and premium FSI. So definitely that will help to create more affordable housing stocks also, and definitely it's a good move for increasing whatever the land parcels. Very few, like in my estimate, in Mumbai only 5% of the land parcels which are available, which are not under urban renewal, or rest all is a redevelopment and urban renewal project. So increase in FSI will be definitely a win-win situation for both.
Okay, Mr. Shah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. So that's the word from Marathon Nextgen. That stock has seen a rally of nearly 40% from its January lows of 118 thereabouts. If you pull up a 6-month chart, you can see the up move that we've seen in this real estate stock. On that note, it's time for a short break.